All right. Good morning, everybody. If you're joining us live, happy Saturday morning. Welcome to Up and Moving. My name is Isaac Weedig. I'm a graduate student in the Kinesiology and Integrated Physiology Department at Michigan Tech. And our goal of Up and Moving is to try to help keep everybody physically active by giving you virtual workouts that you can follow along with both live and also watch recorded versions. They're all home-based workouts. So everything that we do, you can do and follow along with from home. Today's workout for our surprise Saturday, I'm going to surprise you with a whole mixture of things. We're going to do a little bit of strength. We're going to have some aerobic exercises and some core exercises, all sort of mixed in together. So we'll get a little bit of everything today for the Saturday morning surprise workout. So we'll start off with a little bit of a warm up. We'll go into the actual workout, or we'll get into our exercises and then end with a little bit of a cool down. So only thing that you should need for the workout is a nice stable chair, preferably something that doesn't have wheels and isn't going to slide on you. And then also make sure you've got a bottle of water with you. We're going to be getting our heart rates up and our sweat on, so good to have some water with you during the workout. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into our warm-up here and we'll get our bodies moving. So first thing we're going to do is some nice big knee hugs here. So bringing that knee up to your chest, wrapping those arms around, give it a big hug. And just alternating here between legs. Coming to you live today here from the Exercise Physiology Lab at Michigan Tech. And it's nice and toasty in here this morning, so I think I'm going to get a good sweat on. Should have wore shorts. Good. Try to pull that knee up a little bit higher here as we're getting loosened up. That knee a nice big hug, pull it up high. Perfect, nice work. Get a couple more in. Last one. Good. Next movement we're going to go into here in the warm-up is we're going to grab that heel, raise that other hand for this up towards the sky. Get a little bit of a stretch here in our quads in the front of your leg. And a little bit of balance work here as well. Again, just keep alternating side to side, light stretch. Make sure we get all those joints moving that we're going to be using during today's workout. Perfect. Let's go for a couple more. Last one. Good. Next movement we're going to go into here is Frankenstein kick or zombie kick. Of course, you have to do these during my warm-ups. We're going to put those hands out in front, kick the toes up to your fingertips. Try to keep that knee fairly straight. We're going for a stretch in that hamstring in the back of your leg here. And as you start to loosen up, you can try to kick that foot a little bit higher up in front of you. Ooh, my hamstrings are a little sore today. This warm-up is going to be good for working out all the peaks and tightness I've got. Nice work. Let's go for about 5 more seconds here. 2, 1, good time. Next one we're going to move into here is a little reverse lunge. So you're going to step back, lunge down, and you're going to rotate your chest and your trunk towards your knee that's up. Come back to center, and then we're going to flip, step back with that other foot, rotate to the other side. And just keep alternating which foot you're stepping back with and which side you're rotating with. Another one here as we start to loosen up, you can think about trying to get a little bit deeper on those lunges if you can. You want to bring that back knee all the way to the floor. You can try for that. If not, those quarter lunges will work. It's another good one here that will challenge your balance. If you lose your balance, it's okay. No, I'm bound to do it eventually here. Good, nice work. Go for 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and time. Good. Next one here, we're going to go for a little hip hinge. So you're going to be thinking about pushing your hips back behind you, moving at your hips. You're going to reach down as far as you can for your toes. And then you're going to be coming up. And then you're going to make a big Y with those arms and look at the ceiling and extend your back. And then we're just going to hinge back down, a little stretch in the hamstrings, up into a good extension. Go down again. Up into extension, keep repeating here. If you want, you can start to even round your back a little bit at the bottom, get a little bit of a stretch in that back, and then up. Extend. Take your time with these. They don't have to be too fast. Just trying to get that spine moving a little bit, working at your hips here. Don't always feels good. Perfect. Let's go for 2 more. Down, good stretch at the bottom. Up and extend, last one. Good reach. Up and extend, beautiful. Next movement, we're gonna go into a lateral lunge. I'm gonna get my feet a little bit wider apart. I'm just gonna be leaning towards one knee, keeping the opposite leg straight. Get a little stretch on the inside of my leg, and then I'm gonna rock right on over to that other side. And just keep going side to side here. If this is a little tough on your knees, you can take those hands, put them on your thigh or on your knee here to ease the stress a little bit through the knee. And just shifting back and forth here. These ones feel good too. So getting to where it feels tight, feels a little uncomfortable, but it's not painful. We don't want to get a super big stretch right now before the workout. We're just trying to get those muscles warmed up a little bit here. Let them feel just a little bit of tension. Good, nice work. Perfect. We'll go 5 more seconds here. 2, 1, time. Good. All right, let's get a little jog in place going. We're going to try to pick our intensity up, get our heart rate up a little bit higher here now at the end of our warm-up. Let's get those arms pumping. Try to get your feet off the floor. Good. Keep moving. All right, we're going to keep those feet pumping underneath us, but we're going to bring in some forward arm swings here. So keep those feet moving. But we're making some circles here with those arms, starting to warm the shoulders up. If you need to move around your room a little bit like I'm doing, you can. A little forward, back. Let's try to make those arm circles as big as we can now. Really big circles. Perfect. In 3, 2, 1, we're going to transition into a little side step. So stepping one foot over to the other, back and forth. Good. Get a little bit of bend in those knees and hips. Moving side to side, good. So let's keep that motion going with our legs, and let's add some arm swings in. So we're going to bring those arms across the front of the body. Try to reach for opposite sides of the room, and as you pull the arms back, push your chest out. Get a good stretch in your chest. Keep a little bend in those knees and hips. Good, that heart rate should be coming up. We're all breathing a little bit harder here. That's good. Take a little water break and some rest at the end of our warm-up here. Break is coming soon. Perfect. We're gonna go for 5 more seconds, and then we're gonna go right back into a jog in place. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's get that jog going. You can go at whatever pace here is comfortable for you. Perfect. Now let's take those arms and we're going to go backward arm circles, opposite direction that we were doing before. Continue to loosen up those shoulders here. Good, nice work. Beautiful. Keep those feet moving, feet pumping. Nice big circles now, as big as we can make them. Good. And let's go right back to that jog in place here. Get those arms pumping. Nice work. Last thing we're going to end with here is about 20-30 seconds of burpees. We'll try to get that heart rate elevated a little bit before we go to our rest after the warm-up. So a couple different ways we can do this. Reach down, get a little hop. If you feel like you need to do a full burpee all the way down to the floor, do a push-up position and up, we can do it that way too. So let's start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Get some burpees in. So reaching down as far as we can, getting a hop in there. Good, nice work. Remember, a break is coming, so we can try to push our breathing a little harder here. 10 more seconds, hang in there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right, warm up is done. Take some time to grab a drink of water, rest, recover. Whew. I always feel 80% better after the warm up than I did coming into the workout. Once you get yourself moving, things feel pretty good. All right. So while you are continuing to rest, take a little break here. I'll explain how the workout is going to go. So what we're going to do is we have 3 different rounds that we're going to do. And in each one of those rounds, we have 3 exercises. So there will be a strength exercise, there'll be an aerobic exercise, and a core exercise. So what we're going to do is we'll do the strength exercise first, do the aerobic exercise, and then we'll do the core exercise. Take a little break. We'll come back. We'll do those same 3 again. And then we're going to go into a new circuit where we have a new strength, a new aerobic, and a new core exercise. And then we'll rip through those twice. And we're going to do that 3 times. So we'll have a total of 6 intervals that we'll do. Each one's going to last about 2 minutes. So it's really only about maybe 15 minutes or so of work. Not terrible. But it's definitely going to get your heart rate up, and we'll get a little bit of strength, aerobic, and some core stuff. So good variety. So for our very first interval, our exercises are going to be a lunge. So we're going to lunge for 30 seconds on one leg. We're going to lunge for 30 seconds on the other leg. And I'll show you some variations of that in a second. After we do that, we'll take a slight break. And then we're going to go into jumping jacks for a minute. And then after that, we're going to go to some sit-ups on the floor, which I can show you those when we get there. But those are going to be our 3 exercises that we're going to start with. So let me get my timer out. We're going to be doing all of these for time. And we're going to go with lunges first. So 30 seconds with one leg and then 30 with the other leg. So if you need a little bit of extra support, sorry, I'm getting my timer out. You need a little bit of extra support, have a chair next to you, and you can actually use your upper body and your arms on that chair to help guide you. But basically, we're just going to be lunging with one leg for 30, take a slight break, and then we'll go 30 seconds the other leg. So I want you to get as low as you can comfortably. If you can touch that back knee all the way to the floor, fantastic. If you can only get about here, and this is where you're comfortable with, that's great. But I want you to think we're using that front leg. This is really the one that we're trying to work. So the one that you're stepping back with, this one is only there for a little bit of balance support. All right, so let's go for 30 seconds on our first leg here. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Stepping back, drive through that front foot. Bring yourself back up to that standing position. And we should be nice and slow. You're controlling your body down. You're not just let gravity pull you down. Good work, nice and slow, nice and slow. Keep those abs tight. You want to have your hips nice and level. Pretend you actually have a level sitting on your hips. You don't want to be tipping towards one side or the other. Good, we got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Good, let's shake it off. So might have a little burn going on either in your butt or in your quads in the front of your leg. Either of those are good spots. So let's go to the other leg. 3, 2, 1, and go. So again, nice, slow, controlled here. Keep everything nice and tight. Abs tight, hips level. And if you need to make this a little bit more challenging, again, try to get that back knee to the floor if you can. Think about pushing through the middle, almost the arch of your front foot as you're driving that floor away from you. If you don't need the chair for any support, you can make it a little bit harder by trying not to use the chair. Requires a little bit of balance. You got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, that's time. Good. Whew. A little burn in the legs. All right, so we're going to go to jumping jacks here for a minute. So you can either go to a variation without hopping here, where we're stepping a leg out, bringing the hands up overhead, or we can go to a full jumping jack. So we got a minute. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Minute of jumping jacks here. I don't know about everybody at home, but I got a little bit of burn in my butt and in my quads from those lunges. Good, nice work. Got 30 seconds left here, keep it up. I'm going to go into a full jumping jack here. If you need to make the intensity a little bit higher, you can handle some jumping. Try these out. Down to 3, 2, 1. Time. Good. Okay, we'll take a moment for a little breather here. Last exercise, and then we have one completed interval. So while you're continuing to break, I'll show you what the next one's going to look like. It's going to be, if you've done core exercises with me before, you probably know this is one of my favorites. It's very simple, but it's very effective. So we're just going to do a really simple crunch. So you're going to lay on your back, knees at about 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor. From here, you're going to lift your hands up so that they're perpendicular to the floor. And you're going to be squeezing up, reaching your hands for the ceiling. And as you're doing that, you're thinking about pushing your belly button into the floor and taking your sternum and trying to bring it to your pelvis. So this distance, we're trying to close, push the belly button through the floor, reach for the ceiling. And then nice and slow back down. Up, squeeze, back down. So it seems really simple, but I promise you by the end of 30 seconds, your abs are going to be really burned if you're doing these right. All right, so we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Hands up, so push that belly button into the floor. Back down nice and slow. Push the belly button into the floor. Bring your sternum to your pelvis, down. Make sure we're getting a little squeeze at the top, and then nice and slow back down. Try as hard as you can to lift those shoulder blades off the floor. This is already starting to burn. Ooh. Good, we got about 10 seconds here. Keep it up. And 3, 2, 1. Good time. Oof. Never underestimate those. Boy, those will blast your abs. All right, let's take a little break here to get some water. And what we're going to be doing is we're just going to go through that same circuit one more time. So we'll do lunges, jumping jacks, and those crunches at the end. So a little sip of water here. All right. Another thing you can do if you're at home, and these lunges feel a little bit easy to just do body weight, you can grab a dumbbell. If you have a medicine ball or anything with some weight, you can hold on to that out in front of you here when you do your lunges. Anything to add a little bit of weight if you do feel like you need it to be more challenging. There are ways to do that. And again, you can also go without the chair, you can go with the chair, whatever kind of fits the appropriate level for you so that it's challenging, but it's not overly challenging. All right, so we're gonna go 30 seconds here on our first leg. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So again, nice and slow, stepping back. Going back to that standing position, pushing through that front leg. The front leg's doing all the work here. Back one's just there for balance. Good, nice work. Great, we got about 10 more seconds left here. I'm going to push our time a little bit further than 30 seconds here. We'll see if we can make it. If you need a break, go ahead and take it. See if we can push through. 3, 2, 1, and then it's time. Good, let's shake that leg out. Whew. Well, let's go ahead. We'll hop over to the other leg here. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Again, nice, slow, controlled movement. Don't just let gravity drop you down to the floor. You're trying to control yourself down. Nice work. And also think about taking that knee and you want it to sort of come forward in line with your toes. This work got 10 seconds left here. Let's push through it. Keep the pace the same, nice and slow. Sometimes your reps start to get a little rushed when you get fatigued. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right. Done with lunges. All right, we're going on to jumping jacks. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Going for a minute here. All right. Feel free to take a break at any point during this interval of jumping jacks if you need to catch your breath. We're at 30 seconds, so we got 30 left. I'm going to go into a hopping jumping jack here. Make it a little bit harder on myself. Good, almost there. 10 seconds left, everyone. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's time. Good. All right. Take a slight breather. So we're going to go into those crunches again. Really nice and controlled. And again, we're really thinking about taking our sternum and bringing it towards our pelvis while pushing that belly button through the floor, getting a really good squeeze in those abs in the front of our bellies. All right, let's get into position. Remember, just a real recap, hands up towards the sky. We're reaching up with those hands, belly button to the floor, turn the pelvis. 3, 2, 1, and go. Go up, good squeeze, little hold at the top. Down slow. Squeeze, down slow. We've got about 10 seconds left here, so try to chase that burn in those abs. Three, 2, 1, and that's time. Good. Whew, boy, that's a good burn. All right, we're gonna take a little longer water break here. We're switching to new exercises. All right. So far, so good. We're making it. All right, so next round, what do we have? Okay. So we have push-ups are going to be our strength exercise. Then we're going to go into something called a Heisman step, one of my favorite aerobic exercises. And then we're ending with, what did I decide we were going to end with? We're going to end with some Supermans. All right, so let me walk through the push-ups here first. So a couple different ways we can do this. If you've got a good sturdy chair, or a couch, or even a countertop, you can lean onto that at an angle here for your push-ups. So that'll be a little bit easier if you're on an incline. You can also, if you need to, come do it on the wall. You can do those push-ups on the wall. That's probably going to be the easiest version. The closer you get down to the floor, the harder they're going to be. And then, of course, you can always come down to the floor and do a full push-up. You can also go from the knees and do a push-up there. So a lot of different variations. Find which one of those is going to work for you. We're going to go for 30 seconds. And then we're going to get into our next exercise. So let's get set up for push-ups here. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So good straight line from shoulder down to your ankle. We got those abs tight. And again, just like our lunges, nice and slow on the way down, controlling our body. And then driving that floor or chair or wall away from you with those hands. Good job. And if ever you need a break during the intervals, feel free, just take a little break, stop your set. Once your form starts getting poor or muscles are too tired. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Beautiful. All right, we're going into our Heisman step. So our aerobic exercise. So this one looks like, I don't know, this one's fun. You step in the middle, out to the side, you drive your knee, and then you come back the other way. So we got a step, out to the side, and then drive that knee up. So it's going to look like this when we add a little bit of speed to it. Step middle, drive that knee. All right, so we're going to do this for a minute. 3, 2, 1, here we go. And you can make this as hard as you want by how quick you try to get from side to side. If you try to really get those feet moving and arms pumping, this can be pretty challenging. Good, we're at 30 seconds. Good, keep it up. Keep those arms pumping with you here. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Good. All right. The last exercise, we're gonna switch from sort of focusing on the front of our core to the back of our core. We're doing an exercise called Supermans. I'll show you what these look like here. So what you're gonna be doing is laying down on the ground, belly down. And from here, what you're gonna be doing is trying to lift your feet and your arms or your hands off the ground as high as you can. So they call it Superman because it's like you're flying through the air. And so where you're gonna feel this is probably in the lower to middle back up here, and maybe even a little bit in the glutes. So really kind of focusing on those core muscles that control the limbs. All right. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, here we go. So lift those hands and feet off the ground, slight hold, back down, lift, slight hold, back down, and keep repeating. We got 30 seconds here. Try to get those feet and hands as high as you can off the floor. And if it's giving you a little bit of pain in your lower back at all, just go to lifting your hands and not your feet. Sometimes that can help if you're having some back issues with this one. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right. Another interval down, so let's take a little break. And then we're going to start back from the top here again. So we'll go back into push-ups, Heisman's, and Supermans. Boy, it's got to be at least 80 degrees in this lab today. My Lord. Whew. All right. Okay, let's get it done. Let's go into our push-ups here. So if the first set of push-ups was really easy, try to pick a harder variation. Maybe try to get down closer to the floor. If it was really hard, you could go up to the wall or maybe the chair. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, here we go. A nice, slow, controlled, keep those abs tight. Straight line from your shoulder down to your ankle. Your body's a plank here. Good control. Let's work. Got 10 seconds left here. Keep the pace nice and slow. Drive that floor or chair away with those hands when you get to the bottom. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Nice work. Okay, we're going to our Heisman step. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So step, step, drive the knee. Step, step, drive the knee. So always that inside knee we're driving up. When we get to that outside step. Good, bring those arms with you here. Maybe try to keep a little bend in those hips and knees. We've got about 20 seconds left. Keep it up. Three, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right, little breather. Okay. Down to our last interval. So we got 3 new exercises. Almost there. Take a swig of water. Time to recover. Okay. I think what we'll do with this one, let's go with, we're going to start with glute bridges. So we'll work a little bit on our glutes and our hamstrings, and then we'll go into mountain climbers for the aerobic part, and then we'll get a little bit of core with the mountain climbers too. So we'll just finish up with these two. So I'll show you what our glute bridges are going to look like. Got a couple variations here that you can try out. So this is going to be one for really strengthening your butt muscles, your glutes, and then also your hamstrings too. So what you're going to be doing, you can either have your back on the floor, so we're getting into that crunch position, and then from here, you're going to push through your heels and lift your hips off the ground, so that I get into a position where my knee and my shoulder are in a nice straight line, and I'm squeezing my butt up here and then coming back down. So up, squeeze my butt, come back down. So we can do that variation. One thing that will make this a little bit harder is if you throw those heels up onto a chair, and then we do the same thing here. So pushing off the chair, driving up, squeezing your butt, getting into this straight line. So two variations there that you can try out from home. So we're going to go for 30 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So drive through those heels, squeeze your butt at the top, back down. Drive through the heels, squeeze your butt. Really trying to push those hips towards the ceiling here. You may feel it in your hamstrings in the back of your legs. You should probably feel a little bit in your butt as well. We've got about 10 seconds left. Nice, slow, under control. Get a good squeeze and a slight hold at the top. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. We'll take a break from those. We're going to go to mountain climbers. So, a couple ways we can do this. One, you can lean against the wall and drive those knees up to your chest. You can come down to the chair, make it a little bit harder. And think about driving those knees up to that chest. Or if you're feeling really ambitious today, you can go right down to the floor and drive those knees to the chest. So we're going to get started here in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're going to go for a minute. You can control your pace on these if you want to crank them out really quick and you feel like pushing yourself during your last interval. Make them fast, or we can slow it down. Focus on keeping those abs nice and tight. We don't want our hips to fall or our hips to get too high. Straight line, shoulder to ankle here. Good, 30 seconds left. Keep working. I'm gonna bump my pace up a little bit. Feel free to join me. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Good. All right, little breather. Those are brutal. Whew. We're going to go to our hip thrusts one more time, and then mountain climbers one more time, and we'll wrap up with a little cool down. We're almost there. Hard work's almost done. Work through it here. Okay. Let's get in the last couple sets. So for these, I'm going to throw my heels up on the chair to make it a little bit harder. We are going to get started here in 3, 2, 1, and go. Drive those hips up. Good squeeze at the top, straight line from knee to shoulder. Trying to get your hips nice and straight here. Think about driving through those heels. Sometimes if you push a little bit too much with the front of your foot, like the ball of your foot, you'll start to feel it in your quads, which is totally okay. But if you really want to target those muscles in the back of your legs and your butt, pushing through those heels will help a little bit. We've got 5 seconds left here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Good. Whew. All right, we're gonna go to mountain climbers. For our last minute of the day before the cool down here, let's finish this one strong. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Good, totally up to you to control your pace on this one. If you want to push it harder, get those legs pumping. Think about keeping those abs tight though. We don't want to let that posture go. We're at 30 seconds. Feel free to take a break if you need it and rejoin if we're still going once you feel ready. "20 seconds. Abs tight, abs tight. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Good. Woo. Okay. Nice work. Take some time. Get a drink of water. Let's recover. And we're going to a few stretches here to end with. All right. Give yourself a pat on the back here for making it through a tough workout. This is always my favorite part of the workout. When you let your heart rate come down, you feel good. Whew. All right. So what I'm going to do here is, now there's 2 ways we can do this next stretch. If you prefer not to get on the floor, you can do these seated. I'm going to get on the floor for these, but we're going to go for a little hamstring stretch here. So I'm going to get on the floor, spread my legs, and I'm going to take my left hand, and I'm going to bring that down to my right foot, try to reach as far as I can down that leg. We want it to be tight and slightly uncomfortable in that hamstring, but not painful. So don't overstretch, just get to where you're getting a little bit of resistance from that muscle, and we're going to hold it there. And every time that you exhale, think about relaxing that tight muscle a little bit more, release some tension. If you're ready, you can kind of move a little further down the leg, find the next spot that you get a little resistance, hold there. Good. Let's go ahead, flip to the other side. So right hand going down towards my left foot here. Same thing, get to where it's uncomfortable, and we're going to sit there. Exhale, release tension. When you're ready, you can move the hand a little further down. Perfect. All right, good. Okay, we did a lot of core stuff today. Let's kind of move our spine around a little bit. I think we'll do some cat cows here. I'm not a yoga professional, so I may get some terminology wrong here, but cat cow, for at least what I call it. So you're going to be pushing your back up to the ceiling, kind of push those hands down into the floor. And then nice and slowly, we're going to reverse that in the opposite direction. Kind of look up, try to arch that back. And then we're going to go in that opposite direction again. Push. And then reverse. Good, opposite direction, back into cat here. push that middle of that spine up towards the ceiling here. Drive those hands through the floor. And then opposite way. Back into cat, push that spine up to the ceiling. Good, flip it down to cow. Great, let's get one more series here. Up into cat. Down into the cow. Perfect. And then what we can do here is just sit back into, I believe, child's pose. Somebody can correct me. Try to work those hands out in front of you as far as you can. We'll get a little stretch kind of through the back and in the shoulder here. And almost try to take your head and put it between those arms. We're just going to hold this position here. If you need to, you can work those hands a little further out in front of you for a deeper stretch. Good, keep holding. Whew, okay. Heart rate has come down. I'm feeling nice and relaxed now. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming to the workout this morning. Hope that you enjoyed it. Our next live workout is going to be Thursday, 9:30 a.m. That's our aerobic agility and balance workout. And of course, we have all of our past workouts recorded and archived on our YouTube channel, and then also on our website, upandmoving.org. So you can go find videos. I think we have over 250 videos now on there. You can find a workout that you want to do there. But thank you very much, everybody. Have a great weekend.